She says, if you know me, you know how I get down. I never initiate controversy. I'm too old for that now. I was brought up different in this league. You respect your vets and coaches, whether you agree or not. Absolutely not. I don't respect anyone if they're not worthy of my respect. Like people say, respect your elders. I don't care how old you are. I don't care if you're 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. If you are a mean-spirited person, if you say mean-spirited things, if you're evil, wicked, corrupt, abominable, just a bad person, a jerk, disrespectful, I'm not going to respect you. I would not honor you. And that's just how it goes. And I believe that that's the way it is with Chennedy, right? Chennedy is saying, I'm no pushover. I know you veterans want me to fall in line, but that's not how it is with me. Chennedy is saying, this was my team last year. Nikki gave me the green light. This was my team. Everyone was fine with that, right? When you watch the training camp videos from the bubble last year, Chennedy dominated her own teammates before they started scrimmaging against other teams before the season started. So right from the jump, Nikki, the coaches, and her teammates, when they were scrimmaging against each other, saw that Chennedy was the best player on his team. Nikki and the coaches saw that. Nikki gave Chennedy the green light. This is your team. Everyone had to get behind Chennedy. Okay, Chennedy took over. She dominated before she got injured. She just dominated. Courtney came in late in the season. Remember, I don't want to be here. I didn't want to come. I just wanted to check. You understand? Remember that, Courtney? She didn't even want to be there, right? So Courtney comes late in the season to get a check, right? And what happens is that Courtney had to fall in line. This is obviously Kennedy's team, but they have to develop some type of rapport with each other. And they were fine, jumping up in the air, chest bumping each other, hugging each other, all that stuff. They were fine, right? Because it was set. The coach said, this is Kennedy's team. She has the green light. You two build some kind of rapport, feed off of each other. But make no mistake, this is Kennedy's team. And Nikki Collins said, Chennedy is unguardable. She's the only player in this league who is unguardable. She said that multiple times, and you have to respect that. You also have to understand that Kelly Loeffler was still in leadership position. So Kelly did great things for the Atlanta Dream. She did some really great things in the community. Okay. She was a good owner. They had some rough times, but she was a really good owner. Really, really good owner, people. Really good owner. Right. But players said, and some of the fans say, well, hey, she's a racist because she doesn't support the Black Lives Matter movement. So she's a racist, and they got her out of there. And this is all politics. This was all politics, and it helped out Nneka boost a lot of their status. Okay. Nneka is on MSNBC and CNN, and so is Shanae, and Leisure Clarendon is all over MSNBC, and they're all over the place. I mean, it just blew them up, right? But it all started because of Kelly Loeffler. So once they saw that, oh my gosh, we're getting a lot of attention from this, Sue Bird and all of that, then they just ran with it. Leisure, Sue, Nneka, Shanae, they just took off with it. And they said, this is great for us. This is great for our league if we can get her out of there because we're getting big time support from MSNBC and CNN. This is looking great for us. This is healthy for our league. Yeah, let's put that Black Lives Matter on the court and wear these T-shirts and get Kelly out of there. And let's wear these Vote Reverend Warnock shirts. Okay, let's do that. Knowing leagues aren't supposed to get themselves involved in things like that, but they allowed it because it was healthy for the league. It was helping the league grow. Okay, yeah, listen. I think that you should have wore the Breonna Taylor T-shirts. I think that Black Lives Matter on the court was great. It was a good idea. I don't mind that. Okay. But there needs to be some balance as well, too. Native American lives matter. Did you watch my video yesterday when I spoke about how all of these girls are being kidnapped in Montana? They're missing these Native American girls, and they're asking for CNN and MSNBC to talk about it, and they won't talk about it. Hundreds of Native American girls are missing in Montana. Kidnapped, missing, and no one's talking about it. So I would like, if the WNBA say that they care, one of your great players who left the league was Shawnee Schimmel, right? WNBA All-Star MVP, the woman who slayed the dragon twice, Brittany Griner. Okay, yeah, the one who filled up those seats with Native Americans in Atlanta. Okay, and remember, that's Kelly, right? So what I'm saying, people, is that why not put Native American lives matter on the court too? Why not put white lives matter and Asian lives matter, right? White lives do matter. You ever heard of Zachary Hammond? You ever heard of him? Yeah, the young white boy who was murdered by a white cop, right? So like I pointed that out. There are a lot of white people who are murdered by white cops, just the way white cops kill black people. It happens. It happens in Montana. It happens in Wyoming. It happens in Idaho. It happens in Iowa. It happens in Utah. It happens in Nebraska. It happens in the Dakotas, where the black population is less than 1%. Saw a documentary about prisons in Nebraska and Iowa and how they're flooded with white people. The media would make you think black people is just flooding these prisons. No, when you go to states where the black population is less than 1%, 1% or less than 1%, and you look at those jails and prisons, you're going to see damn near 100% white people, right? Because I watched the documentary. Okay, so just enough is enough, right? The media is going to sell you what they want to sell you. They know talking about this black stuff gets them a lot of ratings and a lot of clicks. It's very controversial. It's inflammatory. They love it. White on white crime, that doesn't sell. Doesn't sell. Now, white serial killers sell. That sells. Okay, Ted Bundy, right? Yeah, Ted Bundy. That stuff sells. White serial killers, that sells. Famous white people getting in trouble for rape, sexual assault, okay, molestation, that sells, right? White nudity or whatever, just white pedophilia. Okay, so you're talking about Jeffrey Epstein and all of Donald Trump possibly sleeping with a 13-year-old girl, Joe Biden groping this little girl, those things sell. White serial killers and white people involved, with sex and all of that stuff sells. Okay, but white on white violence doesn't sell. People don't care about that really. But what they care about is when all of this racial tension stuff heat up, black versus white. That's what they care about. Ratings are booming. Let's sell some ads. Okay. Advertising spots. They're selling on CNN, MSNBC. So when you see all of this Black Lives Matter coverage and all of this Breonna Taylor coverage and all of this stuff like that, we'll be right back. Boom. What do you see? Commercials. They sold ad spots. That's how they make their money. They're profiting off of black pain. Okay? And then they come back from commercial. We have an exclusive interview with Breonna Taylor's mother. And she's on there sobbing and crying. And then they cut it off and say, part 2 of our interview when we get back. Boom. Money, 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 money. And then they get back, part 2 of Breonna Taylor's mother crying about what happened to her daughter. Okay? So white people don't sell when it comes to violence. Black people do. Black pain sells. So they're not going to show you all of the packed jails and prisons flooded with white people in Montana, in North Dakota, in South Dakota, in Idaho. They're not going to show you that. Okay. Right. They're not going to show you that. But what they will show you is everything going on in Chicago and Miami and California and all of these places, and make you think that black people are flooding these prisons all across this country. And that's just not true. That's just not true. Right. And all that is to do is just to keep fanning the flames. Right. Keep fanning the flames. So listen, like I said before, just because you're a racist doesn't mean that you're bad at your job. OK, this guy could be a racist, but he's He's excellent at coding. He's excellent at computer programming. He's an excellent plumber. He's one of the best plumbers in the world. Okay. So, but he's a racist, but he's an excellent plumber. He's an excellent mechanic. I mean, excellent, but he's a racist. Kelly Loeffler may have been a racist. She may have been a closet racist. Okay. She may have been just racially insensitive. Maybe she's not a racist. Maybe she's just racially insensitive. But that doesn't make her a bad owner. She did a very good job, a really good job. Okay. But you ran her out of there, and now you have this huge mess. You have this wannabe owner in Renee. Just because you got the money doesn't mean you're going to be good at it. And her little partners got together. You don't know about these people's personal lives. You don't know if these people know how to lead and delegate and all of that. You don't know that. You don't know that. Okay. Right? You don't know if they know about you don't even know if they have leadership skills. You don't know that, right? So at no point in time was Renee Montgomery ever the leader of her teams, probably. And even when she was on UConn, she wasn't the leader of that team. So you have to, just think about this. When she was on UConn, she wasn't the leader of that team, right? She wasn't the leader of that team. She wasn't. When she got in this league, she wasn't the leader on any team she was on, right? Any team she was on, she was never the leader of that team. Okay, never, right? At times, maybe she spoke up. At times, maybe she was maybe one of the leaders, but she was never the leader on that team. So do we know for a fact whether or not Renee Montgomery has leadership skills? Okay. So she's part owner. We don't know if she knows anything about delegation. We don't know if she knows really anything about this kind of business and relationships and community and building bridges. Okay. We don't know that. We don't know if she knows anything about delegating, if she's even good at that. Okay. We don't know how she handles blowback. We don't know how she handles adversity, controversy. We don't know if she's someone who's accountable, who accepts accountability, responsibility for the things, and she holds herself accountable. We don't know. We don't know that about Renee or anyone who purchased this team, right? But we do know that about Kelly. It's just that Kelly was racially insensitive. But she was a very good owner. But we don't know what's up with the whole Renee and that team who bought the Atlanta Dream. So that's what I'm saying about this. And right now, it's really ghetto. It's really sloppy. Okay, it's a mess right now. And then Nikki leaves because, like I said, I believe Nikki was like, if Kelly is gone, I'm getting up out of here pretty soon. I'm getting up out of here pretty soon because they showed pictures of the players with Nikki eating at Kelly's home, right? They even got LaChina Robinson hanging out with Kelly before, I think. I think she took a picture with Kelly, if I'm not mistaken. So they all loved Kelly. And they said they were hurt. They didn't know that they're saying she's a racist. I'm saying maybe it's possible she's racially insensitive. And you can grow and learn from that. Or maybe she's a racist, but just because you're a racist doesn't mean that you're bad at your job, right? So everything is just ghetto right now, and everything is just extremely sloppy, right? And by the way, white people, Hispanics, and Asians live in ghettos too, right? So when you hear the word ghetto, I just don't want you to instantly think black, okay, right? All races of people live in ghettos. Okay, you can go to any nation, any city, any town, and you have a ghetto, right? And you know, you may have in Korea, South Korea, they have ghettos. It's flooded with South Koreans, Asians. Like, come on, like, stop it, right? In America, you have ghettos. Some of these ghettos are flooded with black people. Some of them are flooded with black and white and Hispanics and all over. Okay, so that's just the way that goes, right? And when you think of ghetto, I don't want you to think of project buildings. Okay, trailer parks can be a ghetto. right? A community with houses can be a ghetto. Like if it's poorly managed and it's run down and it's crime and it's just terrible. Though those are considered ghettos. So when you think of ghetto, don't think of buildings, project buildings, right? So get that out of your mind. This situation is ghetto. Okay, it's sloppy, it's a mess, it's blight. Okay, that's what it is. It's blight, right? You got ownership twerking, popping, twerking, and they trimmed and clipped that video, right? So you got Renee Montgomery just letting it loose, popping and twerking and grinding and gyrating. Trimmed the video, you edited it, right? The original version was much longer than that. They edited it, right? Because they want you to see all that. And so was her girlfriend, grinding all over the ground, throwing that booty up in the air, did that little kick in the air, then got on the ground and started going to work. Okay, and then they edited that stuff out. So the original video was much longer than that one, right? So, so your owner and her girlfriend advertising for dudes that, hey, I know we're gay, but if we were with you, we would make you extremely happy. Okay, right? Oops, let's edit it now. That's a little bit too graphic. Okay, so boom, that's from your owner, right? That's from your owner. We know your owner is good on television a little bit. She needs to smile more. Okay, sometimes she looks very mean, right? But whatever. So your owner is pretty good on television. We do know that. And your owner was able to do some things with investments to be able to get enough money to go in on purchasing this team. So we get that, right? Then we look at the other owners, but we don't know what they're good at. Okay, we don't know what kind of person they are. Boom. Right now, we see that everything is sloppy. Everything is sloppy. Okay, that's what we do see. Everything is sloppy. And then we look at the coaches. Nikki leaves. And what happens? Everything is a mess. And then we look at the players. Everything is a mess. They're fighting. They're bickering. They're arguing. They're forming cliques. They're freezing people out. They're mistreating people. They're trying to bully and intimidate people. They want Chennedy Carter to fall in line. We don't care what happened. Tiffany is back. You're going to get in line. Our owner will support the vets, right? You know, so that's what it is right now. That's what it is right now. It's disgusting, man. So anyway, let me read for you her other two tweets. She says, I never duck the truth. Like I said, I've never initiated anything. I respond. So she's saying basically, because she responded to Chennedy Carter. That's what she's saying. Chennedy Carter initiated, just like Alex Bentley initiated it. And she just responded. There's two sides to every story, right? More than one side to every story. See, this video wasn't even supposed to be this long. And then Courtney says, and for the record, I never got anyone traded. I don't plan on it now. Y'all wild, man. I don't have that much say so. Hell, I ain't even been on this team long enough. Get out of here. Like they were saying, everyone knows you got Alex Bentley traded. Okay, everyone knows that, right? Alex Bentley beat Courtney up. Say Courtney was out for 4 days, whatever. Boom, Courtney gets Alex Bentley traded to Atlanta. Okay, because her and Alex Bentley got into this fight. Apparently, Alex Bentley won. She won the fight. Courtney gets Alex Bentley shipped out of there to Atlanta. Now Courtney comes to Atlanta, gets into a fight with Chennedy and blames everything on Chennedy the way she blamed everything on Bentley. Okay? And people on social media are saying, don't trade Chennedy, don't trade Chennedy, right? She's trying to say, I'm not going to get Chennedy traded. I never do that. So why did Alex Bentley get out of there? Because you put all of the blame on Bentley, Alexis Bentley, whatever, you put all the blame on her, right? Got her out of there. Okay, you end up getting beat up. Got Bentley out of there. You get into a fight with Chennedy. Chennedy probably won. Okay, she probably beat you up, right? And but yet you're saying it's not my fault. I never initiate anything. I just respond. It's a joke, people. It's an absolute joke. Oh man, this video wasn't supposed to be this long, you guys. Yeah, so like I said, these are little freaks right here. So as you can see, her and her girlfriend are hosting a Freaknik pool party, all girls. So this is going to be on some straight orgy stuff. Okay, this is going to be on some filthy, nasty orgy stuff. I'm pretty sure her Atlanta Dream players are going to be there. All of that, okay? Chennedy most likely isn't invited. Okay, so this is going to be an all-girl Freaknik nasty pool party that's going to be slutty and buddy. Okay, right? And I told you, this is how she is. The stud lesbians be the most freakiest lesbians. They be the ones sleeping around with the most dudes. Okay, so I'm going to show you some images of Courtney and her girlfriend. Now, her girlfriend actually has some naked pictures. Courtney is naked too. I'm not going to show you her girlfriend naked. I've covered up Courtney's body. So I used some art to cover up her body, but she's butt naked. What that is that you're advertising yourself, knowing that dudes see these images, knowing that women see these images, but you don't care. Okay? You don't care. And you're hiding under this guise of artistic photography. Absolutely not. Listen, I'll tell you something. If I'm in a relationship, my wife isn't showing herself naked to the world. That's not happening. I don't care if it is artistic. It's just not happening, right? And I'm not going to do it either, right? I'm not even going to suggest it, okay? She shouldn't even suggest it because that's something between us. That's personal, okay? Everyone sees our clothes. They see our smile. They can see our eyes. They can see our hair. They can see our wealth, the material things we have. But what is sacred? What is sacred? Our bodies, our naked bodies. That should be something only I should see. My naked body should be only something she should see. That's something we should hold dear. That is sacred. That is exclusive. That is precious. Okay, and that should be for our eyes only. Okay, our eyes only, just like our pillow talk is for our ears only. The sweet little things we say to each other is for our ears only. We don't share that with the world. And these two women are sharing it with the world because they didn't have to share those images. It had nothing to do with this party. It's just about the trip they took to Bali. So they wanted to show you some images that they took while they were in Bali. Okay, it has nothing to do with really photography at all. It's just some pictures they took while they were in Bali. Okay, they had some guy or woman take some pictures of them and it was like, ooh, these look cute. Let's share these on social media, knowing that their accounts are public. Okay, knowing that there are guys who are seeing it and they're going to say, man, Courtney, I didn't know you had a nice little booty like that. Those big Atlanta Dream shorts be covering it up. You understand? Man, Courtney, you got some nice breasts. I like your nipples. Boy, you so crazy. And they're going to say the same thing about her girlfriend because she's showing her breasts too. Okay? So, dudes are going to DM you. Women are going to DM you. They're going to DM your girlfriend. Okay? And both of you are not stupid. You're being slick right now. You're advertising. You're advertising. Like I said, people don't be fooled. These studs, these butch stud dykes who be lesbians, who be lesbians who are studs and butches, what they call them, butch dykes, stud dykes, whatever like that. These are the main ones who be around here sleeping around with dudes left and right. They be the freakiest ones. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. Okay. All right. I know what I'm talking about, man. Like, just trust me on that one. They be the main ones. Like, going nuts with dudes. Okay, they be the main ones. And like I said, sometimes they get tired of that rubber and plastic. They want the real thing. They want something that got blood running through it. You understand what I'm saying? They want something with real arteries and veins and blood. Like they want skin. Like they trust me. Okay, sometimes they get tired of that plastic, that glass, and that rubber. They want the real deal. Okay, yeah, the studs do too. Okay, so her girlfriend does too, and this is advertising. It's a sneaky form of it though. Hey, look at our bodies. I hope y'all send us some DMs because I might cheat on my girlfriend, or we just might have an orgy. Hey, look at us. On August the 4th, on August the 6th, we're gonna have an orgy. We're gonna call it a Freaknik pool party. Girls only. This is just gonna be an all girls orgy. We're gonna have drinks. We're gonna have pills. We're gonna have coke. You're going to be able to do lines, all of those things. We're going to have weed there, all of that. Listen, don't kiss and tell. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, right? What happens at this Freaknik pool party stays at this Freaknik pool party. It was like, right? So she's saying there will be food and drinks, free Hennessy. You know what else is going to be there? Lines. There's going to be coke. You know what else is going to be there? Pills, ecstasy, Molly, you name it. You understand? Lean. They're going to be sipping lean too. All of that stuff is going to be there, right? That's their own business. I hope that none of the Atlanta Dream partake, right? Do any of that stuff. Hennessy, Atlanta Dream players, drink the Hennessy, drink the beer, whatever you drink. But please stay away from the weed. Stay away from the coke. Stay away from the pills. Stay away from the lean, the crystal meth, the heroin, all of that stuff, right? Just stay away from it all. Okay, now, if y'all running around there doing orgies with each other, that's your business. I don't agree with it. I think it's an abomination. It's wicked. But obviously, if that's what you're into, that's between you, God, and Satan. And I keep it moving. Okay. What I don't want you to do is to be out here doing drugs, because we know for a fact there's going to be weed there. We know for a fact there's going to be pills. We know for a fact there's going to be lean. And we know for a fact there's going to be lines to snort. So let's just stop pretending like it's not. Okay. Trust me. So let me show you the two images. I'm not going to show you the other ones. So what I did is that I had to add this graphic here to blur it out. But she's butt naked. Her breasts are showing. Nipples are showing, all of that, right? Everything. I had to add that, okay? This one right here. Her girlfriend's in a tub. She has another one where her girlfriend is showing all her breasts and all that stuff, laying in a tub. This is on a trip to Bali. This has nothing to do with photography or anything like that. This has nothing to do with the Freaknik party and nothing. This is their trip to Bali that she wanted to share. I added this stuff to it to blur it out. Okay, so like you can see, like she's absolutely naked. The original picture, she's totally naked, booty showing and everything. She know what she's doing. They both do. Right? This is advertising. So why, and you're saying, well, why are you showing this? I told you in the beginning why I would show it, why I would talk about this. This reveals character. Didn't Martin Luther King says, don't judge a person based off the color of their skin, but judge them on the content of their character? Okay? So the content of her character is showing. You don't respect the sanctity, the sacredness of relationships. That's a problem. You are sneaky. You're out here advertising. That's another problem. Okay? That's another problem, right? You're loose. You're sloppy. That's another problem. I just showed you the Freaknik party. Some of you people are too young to know what Freaknik is. Freaknik got banned in some places, right? Freaknik used to be in Florida. They banned it in Florida. Then they moved it to Atlanta. It used to be in Florida, okay? And there were a lot of things that, and listen, there were a lot of things that they used to allow at Freaknik in public. And as people had to sort of do that more privately, but now it's getting back to just being wild. Freaknik was just this big orgy, but it was all in public. It was all on the beaches. People literally standing up, having sex in public, up against the wall, having sex women giving fellatio, men giving fellatio. This is just all in public. This is just one big, gigantic, heating fest orgy. That's what Freaknik was. People literally on the back of the car having sex. This is all in broad daylight. That's what Freaknik was. Lesbians just going crazy on each other sexually, literally having sex with each other, lesbians all in public, right? Well, it was just too much. And so that stuff got banned, but not really. Okay, so you had lighter forms of it. Florida stopped it. That stuff was exclusive to Atlanta. Florida still had their little, they call it Black College Weekend, and it was still like a Freaknik vibe, but it wasn't like Freaknik, right? Or Freaknik, whatever they call it. So now that stuff is in Atlanta, whatever, and they want to have their own little Freaknik little pool party. So I just told you what happens at Freaknik or Freaknik, right? It's an orgy fest. That's all it is. So this is an all-girl orgy fest. That's what it's going to be. Let's get drunk. Let's get high. Here's the DJ. Everyone got to get naked. You see Sheeta, her and her girlfriend, they don't mind getting naked. Everyone take your clothes off, get naked. Everyone will be in the pool. It will be naked bodies in the pool. You know there's going to be twerking. There's going to be water twerking, water splashing our booties where everybody twerking real fast. You understand what I'm saying? Naked booties twerking, breast, everything like that. Next thing you know, the women are going to get drunk and they're going to get sloppy drunk. Okay, so there's going to be all kind of kissing, 3 women kissing, 4 women kissing each other at the same time, licking on boobs. Next thing you know, boom, just straight up sex right at the pool party. Why? In the house. Why? Because that's what you do at Freaknik. You have orgies. That's what it's about. So you're talking about a pool party with drinks, sloppy drunk women, and some of those women will also be high, not just from weed, but probably from sipping lean, snorting lines, popping pills, all of that stuff. And then you mix that with some butt naked lesbians running around the place, sloppy drunk and high with this crazy music. Listen, this is a problem, right? So I'm showing you her character. And why is showing you her character so important? Are we really going to believe everything she's saying about Kennedy Carter? She's insinuating this innuendo that you're like, no, we're not. That's why it's important for me to show this and point this out. You're saying Kennedy Carter doesn't respect the vets or coaches. Kennedy's saying, well, there's 2 sides to this. Okay, you're saying that Kennedy Carter initiated it. Kennedy Carter is saying there's 2 sides to this. Why should I believe you, Courtney? Look what you did to, what's her name? Alexis Bentley. Look what you did to her. Okay, and now the same thing is happening in Atlanta. And you guys want to say Kennedy is the cancer of the locker room? That's what you guys want to tell these journalists who say sources tell me, multiple sources tell me that the Atlanta Dream, these are coming from players, that they have a cancer in the locker room, a consensus cancer in the locker room. And now everyone wants to put that blame on Kennedy, right? But when you check back to when you check back to Connecticut, right? Obviously, Courtney was the cancer because Kirk didn't even try to keep her when he could have kept her. Okay, get her out of there. Get that problem out of there, right? And then boom, you come to Atlanta, and it's this year Tiffany Hayes gets back, and you like, oh yeah, we got our real leader now. Oh yeah, Renee Montgomery knows her, so Renee is going to stand behind her. She played with Tiffany. Okay, we got our real leader. We don't have to follow behind this rookie Kennedy anymore. This young player Kennedy anymore. We don't got to get behind her anymore. Nikki's gone, so Kennedy, you don't got that green light, baby. Tiffany back, and she got a close relationship with Renee, who's part owner. And Nikki's gone. So guess what? It ain't about you no more, Kennedy. Right? Odyssey know how this thing goes, right? Remember, Odyssey didn't get along with the players with the LA Sparks. They got rid of her. Okay? They didn't really like Odyssey like that. Right? Got rid of Odyssey Sims. Okay? Odyssey Sims didn't work out in Minnesota either. She was having issues there too. Okay? So it's something to be said about character. Drafting players who are character play, have good character. Okay? And signing players who have good character. Having a coaching staff with good character. That creates a good, positive work environment. Okay? And teams flourish that way. You have that in all professional sports leagues, some teams will draft good character players and sign good character players and trade for good character players and put good character coaches on the staff and in the team. They end up winning, right? What Atlanta has done, they said, well, we would take talent over good character, right? And so that's what happened. A bunch of talented women, but a lot of them lack good character, okay? And now you have a toxic situation. You have a toxic situation. And that's what happened in Atlanta, right? In Indiana, they have some good women, some good character women, a lot of positive energy. They love each other. The thing about it is that they drafted a couple players for the wrong reasons. I think at some point they wanted to tank to get Ryan Howard. Okay, and they don't have enough fight in them, but now they've been showing that fight the last 2 games. They won one of those games. So maybe they're coming out on the other side of it. But that's a team who has good character, but the record doesn't show it. Now, the last 2-3 games, it's been really close. They won one of them, and they're showing a fighting spirit. They're showing a fighting spirit. And so let's see if they can come out on the other side of it. And then this last game, Marianne Stanley was animated. She was energetic. She was in the fight. She was in the referee's face. Okay, she was pumping her team up. Her assistant coaches were jumping up and down, pumping the team up. That's the most energy I've seen from them all season long. Okay, so maybe they're in the Indiana Fever fought. That was a tooth and nail fight against the best team in the league. Okay, right? And they won that game. They almost won the other day against that team. They only lost by 6 points. If Jessica Breland had played, they would have won that game. You understand? So what I'm telling you is that the Indiana Fever is a team full of good character women. They all care about each other and love each other and support each other. They're not hating on each other. Okay? It's a good place to work. Right? It's a really good place to work. The coaches, they have good character coaches. They have a good owner in Tamika, right? I don't agree with some of the things Tamika is doing, but we can't argue about Tamika's character, right? So what I'm saying is that now they look like they're coming out on the other side of it, and it's going to pay off for them. When you juxtapose that to Atlanta, you got a part owner, okay, who probably some players might have some negative things to say about Renee. If you ask players in the WNBA who used to play against her or with her, they might say, nah, she ain't perfect because, man, Renee used to do this. Renee used to say that. Me and Renee never really got along. Me and Renee butted heads. Like, she portrays this one image, but she's another way. Okay, so, and then you don't know who these other owners are and what they're like. Okay. Then you get some coaches who are obviously letting this stuff metastasize. So that's weak. Okay. And then you get a bunch of players on the same team, talented, but they lack character. They're hating on each other. They're stabbing each other in the back. They're talking about each other behind the other player's back, behind each other's back, backstabbing each other, two-faced, jealousy, envy, tension, fighting, arguing, bickering, okay, trying to force Chennedy into this role that she's not supposed to be in, and telling her to respect her elders, whether she agrees with them or not. That is a joke. That is an absolute joke. You understand? And so, yeah, that's really what I got to say about it. I'm supporting Chennedy 100% all the way. Bad stuff travels with Courtney, and I'm just not a fan. Okay, I'm just not a fan. When did Courtney make the transition to becoming gay? Because last time I checked, she wasn't always gay, right? I'm just trying to figure this out. But anyway, they're gonna have fun at their Freaknik party, y'all. Y'all take care. That's it.